Hey guys, so I've been working on this 2004 Mercedes C230 for the last probably week at least. It has an idle problem. It's what they call a surging idle, where it just keeps going high and low really fast. And I'll tell you what I did, and it didn't fix it. I don't know if you could see it. Let me see if I could turn on the light. Okay, so if you look down there, there's another sensor down there, and it's just another MAF sensor, and that one goes into the manifold. Okay, and then you have this one, but this one doesn't go into the manifold. But when you look up one number, then 6 numbers come up, and you know, one out of the 6 numbers match. So if you buy let's say this one here, you could put this one down there and that one over here. They seem to be the same according to the internet. But anyway, I changed that. And the shaking didn't go away. I bought this spray here. And I sprayed it about 10 times after I had it completely out of the car. You don't have to, but don't start the car for at least 30 minutes if you leave it in. If you leave in the sensor, the MAF sensor, the sensor over here. It's MAF. No, yeah, it's MAF. F as in Frank. And this is MAP. And that's probably MAP because it comes up as MAP sensor too. The one down there. So whatever you do, don't have your car running while you're spraying that in there. What else could I tell you? Okay, I did a test on here. There are 5 connections in here, but only 4 are used. So it's ground. The first one is ground. The second one is 12 volts. The third one is your signal wire. And the fourth one appears to be another ground. Maybe those grounds are not really grounded to the chassis. I don't know. Maybe they're signal grounds coming straight from the computer. I'm not really sure. But if you want to test this, what you have to do is plug this back in and open this casing here, and you would put your positive or negative lead from your digital meter on number 1, and then set your meter to 20. Let me show you, hold on. I can't do it now because I already put it back together and I didn't think it was going to work, so it wasn't worth, making a video. So set your meter to 20 like that. Okay, don't set it to ohms up there. Make sure it's when you turn it on, and this meter's not working so great. I think the battery came loose. So anyway, when you turn it on and you touch the 2 leads together like this, nothing will happen. That's because on this setting you need voltage to go through here. Okay, now if you accidentally set it on this 20K, it's going to show 1, and when you touch them together, it's going to go up. That's how you know you got it wrong. Don't put it like that. It has to be this 20 here. So you just put first and the second, and you turn the key twice, but don't start the car, and see if you get 12 volts. Okay, this way you know 12 volts is going into here, and you don't buy a sensor for nothing, 'cause it's a hassle taking this whole thing apart. Then what you want to do is, let's see, I forgot what I set this meter to, but maybe you could leave it on 20, and you should check the internet though, and put your ground back on the ground here, the first one, and then go to number 3. Okay, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, and then you can start the car, and this reading here should go up and down at least to, I think, 3, maybe 3 volts. It might even go 3, 4, 5 volts, but you might have to rev it a lot, so be careful when revving your engine. And when you rev your engine, this would either go low or high, I can't remember, but it'll go low or high, and then at least you can tell that you're getting a signal, out of the signal wire and into the sensor. Okay, so if you see anything happening and it's going from maybe 1 to 3 or 0.29 to 3 or something like that, then you most likely are getting a signal from the computer. But I don't know if that tells you if the sensor's bad. What tells you if the sensor's bad is, maybe I could tell you this test. Set this meter to about 20K and put the first lead here and the second lead here. So in other words, it would be on ground and 12 volts. I don't know if I could do this with one hand. I might not be able to do this with one hand. To be honest with you, I can't even see in there. Okay, so I can't do it. It's very hard to do with one hand. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get it connected. So I got it connected, and I only get 0.24, and I don't think that's good. I'm gonna put it on diode. This is what I get on diode. Now, when the guy was checking it online, I think on diode he got 700 and something. And here's another thing what happens. When this is connected, the engine is chugging like this. And when I disconnect this, after about 10 seconds, 20 seconds, I don't get the chugging, even in, when you're in drive. It doesn't do it ever, I don't think, in a park or neutral, of course. But when you have the car in drive, or you come to a stop sign, it really shakes, and it keeps on going like that. It keeps on going higher and lower, higher and lower. But when I disconnect this, it doesn't do it. The car is like nothing is wrong with it. So I just disconnected that now, right? So it runs better without it, but take a look at this. Let's see, recodes. So first I got, let's see, Also, I think I got P171 when I removed it. Okay, these two are in here. Even though I get the surge, you know, the idle surging, I don't get a check engine light, and I can't get a code on here, even if I drive it for days. But if I disconnect that sensor, I do get a 171. So I think what's happening is part of it is bad. Okay, because there's two parts in there. So either part of it is bad, or it's half bad somehow. Because that reading, I think that reading is very low. But you could tell me, you know, if you guys have the same car and you did that, you know, you tell me if you think it's low. And after I revved the engine and I put it in drive and neutral, drive, park, then the system noticed that it was too lean on bank 1. Or, no, I think I got this one second, the MAF, or volume airflow A circuit. Okay, so the P102, it says it's a problem with the mass airflow sensor. It's having a low voltage output. Now, a lot of people, when they, I have to tell you this before I forget. A lot of people on the internet are saying that the voltage regulator inside the alternator is bad. Do not go through trouble changing that part. There are so many liars online that don't want to look stupid, so they tell you that was the problem and it fixed the problem. Meanwhile, their car is still shaking. Okay, I happen to know 2 people on YouTube that lied, and I've been to their house and they're still fixing their car. Alright, don't trust anyone. And that's a big job, because I replaced the alternator and starter in this car, and I made sure it was a brand new, very expensive one, because I didn't want that to fail again. It's very hard to get out. The starter is even harder than the alternator, but the alternator is very hard to get out. And you don't want to do that for nothing, just because somebody says it's that. Okay, so do this little test that I did. Maybe you could verify with mine and a couple of other people online. Go on YouTube and try to get the mechanics, not people like me who don't know much, you know, and you know, try to compare. Okay, try to compare voltages and stuff like that. You may even be able to get a video where someone's testing it for another car. Maybe they're all, you know, similar. Maybe they have the same reading. I don't know. But when I typed in C230. What I typed in, C230 W203 MAF sensor test, I think. And then I got, you know, I got that good chat site. I think it's called MB something, MB World or MB something. I don't know. I can't remember, because every time I look for things, I'm always in a rush. That's why I can't remember anything. I gotta write things down, and you know, I figured if I don't need it, I don't care about it, and then I usually forget about it. You know, these are just quick tests, and you know, this is nothing special. You know, I'm not a mechanic or anything, of course. I'm sure you saw my amateur videos, and you know that already. But anyway, you know, like I said, if your car is chugging sort of at the light, you know, when it's in drive, just disconnect that MAF sensor and drive it, because it's possible that with it connected, you're making it worse, because it's sending too much fuel. When I took that out, the smell from my exhaust went away about 60%. So this is definitely causing some kind of problem here. All right. What else? Oh, I did do a smoke test on this car, and smoke did not come out of anywhere, but I mean, it came gushing out of here, right behind here, all around, like all around here. I mean, it came gushing out, smoked up the whole garage. But then later on, I found out that that part doesn't get a seal. Only the back part does. And what happens is, it seals when you put the filter in. So I had the filter out. I had tape over where the filter slides into to stop the smoke from coming out. So that's why it was pouring out of the back. After I solved that problem, where I put the rag in there and I put a garbage bag. So I put a rag inside of a garbage bag. I stuffed it in there after I disconnected this. And then I did the test again. I put it here. I put it here. I put it on the front of the engine, this one. And I put it down here somewhere. And I disconnected this over here. This clamp was not easy to get back on, but I got it back on. I think it was this one here. I put it here, and I looked in the back. This pipe, I believe, runs to the back passenger side wheel well. Okay, I think it goes in that tank, the charcoal tank, that's supposed to filter out the gas fumes or something. Usually there's a leak back there. I used to have a code that said small leak detected. I don't know if I have that anymore though. I have to drive the car. But anyway, if your car is surging, do not run out and buy an alternator. Take that off first, okay? That don't solve your problem, then take this one off, okay? Take this one off, drive the car, see if it does anything. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you my remember I did the gaskets on here. Let me see if I can get it right. I mean, I looked at them today. I didn't see oil, but I don't know. Okay, don't laugh again, please. I always ask you not to laugh at my intake. I ordered another one, so it'll be here soon. All right, so this is just oil I got on myself. I touched everything, but look, I made my own seals for the inside of these pieces, these magnet cam adjusters, I guess they call them. And I didn't even have to buy a new part. I made a gasket for $7, and I can make about 100 more, and it only cost me $7. You never need to change those unless you're getting a code. If you're not getting a code and they're just leaking, then you could change the green seal behind it, or you drill out the 3 rivets, you open it up. It's so simple. A little kid can do it. And you make these gaskets. You just cut round circles, one in the middle and one on the outside, and you sandwich them between the magnet, the electric magnet that's inside of there. I just put paper gaskets, and it's still not leaking. What you see is a spray, because I sprayed over here and it just got on there, so it didn't dry yet, if you see anything on here, but it's definitely not leaking. Alright, well, I guess that's about it. that part that I put in here, it looks like a piece of junk. It has no name on it. I got it from a guy from eBay a long time ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And it has a 10-year warranty. That's the only reason why I bought it. Ever since I put it in, the car wasn't running right. I must have sent them 10 messages saying it's still not running right. There's something wrong with it, and I'm getting the code once in a while. And he says, I guarantee that's not the problem. But I think it is, because when you buy a cheap part, it's not made right. You need to buy Bosch. I know it's expensive, but I mean, it'll last you probably about 15 to 20 years or more. I mean, look at the original, how long it lasted. This car has 289,000 or something on it. It's almost, yeah, it's almost up to 300,000 miles. And, you know, the whole engine is pretty clean still. So, anyway, try that. Take that off. See what happens. This video is very long, but there's a lot of videos how to fix it, how to test it. And when it says low voltage, it doesn't mean it has low voltage. It's probably because I disconnected it, but you know, the voltage is different than what other people are, you know, showing with the same sensor. So it's possible that it's almost shorting it out. If the meter read 30 on diode, then yeah, that would be a short. But you know, 200 is yeah, it's not far from it. All right, so that's about it. If I find anything else out, or when I get the new one, I'll make another video. Hopefully it'll take care of the problem, because I have checked everything else, and I just got a brand new battery, and it starts the car up real fast. So I doubt if it's that. I doubt if it's the alternator. I'm getting the right voltage to the alternator when I disconnect the battery, and with the battery connected, and the voltage from the battery. Alright, talk to you later.